This is Richard Lubega, Director for Buseesa Demonstration Farm. Today we are basically going to talk about environmental conservation. And when we talk about environmental conservation, there are natural things that we need to see that exists in the environment. Also, we are looking at bringing back the environment that has been ruined, has been affected. We are looking at our environment getting affected in the area of agriculture due to deforestation, due to use of herbicides, due to use of extensive agriculture. And we are seeing now those activities uncontrollable. That means if we don't put their means of conserving the environment, our natural environment might end up getting into extinct. Now, today, we want to look at Buseesa Demonstration Farm, which activities it has put on ground to ensure that the environmental conservation is given a priority. One of them is in our demonstration farm, we have agroforestry and tree planting. Agroforestry, that means in our practice of agriculture, we have tried to plant some trees in order to replace those that has been cut down. That is the deforestation I was talking about. And by doing that, we are adding some trees to absorb the carbon dioxide that is being produced here and there from different areas of herbicides, from these motor engines and many others. And we know that carbon dioxide affects the ozone layer. So that kind of environmental degradation, we are correcting it through agroforestry. So when people outside there, those who are doing my fellow agricultural members, you need also to plant a tree. Wherever you cut it, please make sure you plant it somewhere. And we are not saying you plant any tree. We have our indigenous trees. So you can get those trees and plant them so that the environment is conserved. So there is also integrated farming system. In integrated farming system, we are looking at using different sources to recycle our systems in agriculture. Take, for example, having livestock and crop husbandry, animal husbandry, crop husbandry. When you have the two, those two activities, those two projects can help you to conserve the environment. Take, for example, if you have poultry, like what we have goats, we have rabbits, we have dairy cattle, we have pigs, we have those, and we have crops like banana, we have pasture gardens, we have got the hash avocado, the coffee. Now, we want to look at these kind of enterprises working together in the process of environmental conservation. Take, for example, when you collect your animal and poultry droppings and you use it in the form of manure, that means now you are conserving the soil. This soil originally it would be conserved by these rotting plants, the insects that would go in to cause aeration. But nowadays, because we are using these herbicides, the pesticides, you find all those microorganisms and the macroorganisms are affected, which affects the texture of the soil. Now, we want to bring back that texture by applying the manure that is gotten from the livestock. That is the likes of poultry waste, goats waste, dairy waste, dairy cattle waste, and the piggery. So when you bring that manure, it means now, it is now the other side of the livestock feeding now the crop husbandry. So you have worked onto that soil. But also, we want also to use the crop husbandry, that is the banana, the pasture gardens, the hash avocado. You make sure that they can feed the other side of livestock. That's why you find us now using these the banana stems. We use them to feed the cows. You find us getting the pastures we have planted, the legumes and the like. We use them to feed now our animals. So we have used the manure we got from animals to feed these legumes, the pasture, and to feed the banana. But now we are also getting the products from this banana, the banana peelings, those stems, and the like. We are using them now to feed the what? The animals. Now, you see, it is kind of a cycle. This kind of project is helping the other so to coexist. So you find us, we are using this system of agriculture and conserving the environment so that we don't lose our natural environment completely. So there is also, we have the beehives, the apiary project. So that apiary helps us to make sure that there is pollination. The bees we are keeping, they are very important in pollination. And when a plant is not pollinated very well, it also affects the yields. So there are people, I think in the future, if we keep on affecting this environment and we lose these insects, there will be an impact of having crops when they cannot yield well. We know the science that is there on the issues of pollination. So when you have your bees around, these bees will help to pollinate your plants, especially those flowering plants. And also the bees, they also need this natural environment. They need trees, they need plants. So if you plant your crops and they are able to flower, you will be feeding the bees. At the same time, the bees also helping you to pollinate. And through pollination, when you get maximum yields, then that means there will be socio-economic transformation. And that is what is the message from His Excellency, the President of Uganda. He's saying that we need to develop. We have to find all ways that have been putting us down, not to cause socio-economic transformation. And we put it across so that everybody is able to be rich at household level. Then there is need for water conservation and management. Water conservation and management, like here in Buseesa committed, Buseesa demonstration farm. In the area of water conservation, we have tried to maintain ponds, fish ponds. Those fish ponds, when you have them in the place, one, they maintain the natural environment. If you can stand just beside that water pond, the fish pond, you will feel that natural environment, the cool breath. You see the fish when they are eating. You see, psychologically somebody gets better and feels calm and comfortable. So even this can be used to control stress. If you are stressed and you begin feeding these fish, the stress can go away. So we are trying to look at that natural environment. Two, we are looking at this is a resource that we maintain or supplement the underground water table. Because by maintaining these ponds, it means now the underground water is also maintained. So that we don't get into droughts and the soil getting dry all the time. So you find that the water, the soils around this pond, they are maintained fresh and they have enough water. Now, in conserving the environment, we are looking at the aquaculture. So the fish, we know, they have to keep in water. And by maintaining this environment or for this fish, that is the pond, the water sources. That means now we are trying to bring to maintain the ecosystem. How can we live with these other animals, like the fish? We are now creating for them their kind of shelter where they can feel comfortable and we live together. So that you come at one time, get a fish here, get a fish from here. And we are looking at those sources of proteins. When you go into the other side of science, the sources of protein are getting into extinct. And yet the demand for proteins is getting higher. That means now we cannot depend on proteins got from cows, from goats, from pigs only. We also need to get proteins from this fish. So maybe we would need also to look at soil conservation. And with soil conservation, as I told you, we need to look at different areas of conservation, like use of Saka Mountain Garden. So even if you are in a small place, you can use the Saka Mountain Gardens to plant in your crops. And that soil, you make sure that you mix it with enough manure. And if you have them, like for us who have poultry and goats, cows, so we are able to get quick manure that can facilitate our soils. And also by planting pasture gardens and these legumes, it also helps to protect the soil from erosion. So you find when you are using this kind of conservation techniques, you are able to move well with agriculture. Sustainable pest and weed management. For us here in management of pests, we have innovated the use of animal urine to spray to our crops, and we are trying to make sure that we move organic, so that we don't use these artificial herbicides, artificial pesticides that is going now to affect our crops. And we want to move organic, so that whoever buys a product from us, you really feel that there will be no residues for those herbicides and the pesticides. So we are also trying to ensure that there is recycling of wastes. That is the use of animal waste into biogas. So you use the animal dung to produce energy, which can be used in cooking, can be used in lighting, and also the biogas wastes can also be applied as manure onto our crops direct. That is also reducing on the landfill, because if you have those wastes and you keep on heaping them somewhere, that will mean that the land will be filled up, and you cause more kind of pollution. There is also education and community awareness. At Buseesa Demonstration Farm, we have tried to conserve the environment using our those innovations, but also disseminating this kind of innovations to other people to learn. Like we have university students, like African Rural University. We have always had their students for internship who go with this kind of knowledge and skills, and they go outside and they also conserve environment for wherever they come from. We have also Birembo War Memorial, those who come for internship also. We have always worked with them and disseminated this information. So we believe in 10 years to come, Buseesa Demonstration Farm will have caused an impact in environmental conservation. And that is our target. That is our vision. That the entire community, the entire country, the world, this information can begin from here. And you find the entire world when we have totally conserved the environment. I thank you. For more information, you can check on our platforms. We have the website, we have the YouTube, we have the tweet, we have very many channels. So please don't hesitate to call us on those contacts if you want more information from us. Thank you.